I heard you're stressed about college.
Luckily for you, I have prepared 3 strategies as well as 3 quick tips to help you overcome your college application anxiety. By the way guys, my name is Kevin Zhen. I just graduated from Yale this past May, and on this YouTube channel, I will be sharing college admissions tips as well as general life advice. I've made over 40 grand as a college admissions consultant since 2016. So yeah, I just wanted to share my knowledge with you guys. If that's stuff you're interested in, please consider liking and subscribing. And yes, for every like that I get on this video, I'll also be donating 10 cents to Girls Who Code. So you'll be helping me and I will be helping someone else out. All right guys, the very first principle that I want to share is take a good look at your list and ask yourself, would I be happy attending any of these colleges on this list? So that's the attitude that I went into my college application process with. I had 10 schools and I would have been really happy to get into any single one of them. Imagining the worst case scenario would be going to my safety school, University of Florida, and just being able to accept that and knowing that yes, I could still thrive here. Yes, there's a program that I think would be really beneficial for me, and just knowing that you would feel really happy in that environment will boost your confidence level immensely. You know, college is really a privilege, and being able to attend any of these schools would definitely be like a dream come true, you know? Like there are tons of students who would really give up an arm or a leg just to be in your place, and I think having that kind of mindset really helps put your mind at ease. The second strategy is consider an even worse case scenario, which is you don't get into any of your colleges. That has happened to some people, or they got into their safety school and that was it, and they weren't very happy or satisfied with the result. So what can you do? Now, you actually have a lot more options than you think. One is to take a gap year and then reapply to colleges. During this gap year, you also want to show your growth and do a variety of different activities, whether that is working in service or hospitality, and then studying abroad, and then volunteering and doing a lot of different kinds of experiences, so that when you do reapply to your dream school like Yale, Princeton, any top 20 school, you can talk about how you've developed. And in fact, I have seen this strategy work out really successfully in the past. I have a friend who did this. He went to the Yale NUS program, which is the National University of Singapore. Yale has like a satellite school. I don't even know if it's a satellite school, like a brother's school over there in Singapore. And so he applied early to Yale, got deferred, I think, yeah. And then he applied regular, got rejected. So then he went to the Singaporean school and he studied there for a year. That's what he did during his gap year, and he reapplied to Yale. And now he's, I think, class of 22. And along the same vein, you guys could also transfer. Like, I have a friend who graduated from my high school with half my GPA, guys. He was a little frustrated because he watched a lot of his peers get into really great Ivy League schools. And so he went to Texas A&M, which is a solid school. A lot of kids would be really happy to go there, but he wasn't satisfied. And so what he did during that first year at Texas A&M is he absolutely just like balled out, and he got a 4.0, did research. I think he won some kind of robotics competition, that sort of thing. And he ended up transferring to the University of Texas at Austin, UT Austin, right? Yeah. Number 3 CS program in the nation, pretty much like comparable curriculum to Stanford, MIT. And now he's getting his master's in AI at UT Austin. Like, they only take 4 to 5 people a year. And when he graduates, he will probably be making a lot more than I will as a broke Yale YouTuber. Anyways, that's besides the point. I just want you guys to know that this is not the end-all decision, right? Like, if you guys get rejected or you don't get into your dream school, there are so many other opportunities to reapply. And just having this long-term mindset, your undergrad is not that important. Your grad school is what really matters. Like, you can save money and go to your state school, but then go to an amazing grad school program for a 1-year master's, for a PhD. People care a lot more about that, I'm telling you, than just your undergrad. You know, I'm from Miami. I grew up in a relatively middle-class neighborhood, and I actually know kids at Yale who went to Miami-Dade Community College for a few years, like 2 years, and then transferred to Yale. That's nuts. I also know kids who just like went to Miami-Dade for community college and transferred to UF or Duke or other really great schools, and they save like a ton of money, like so much money, guys. There are so many more options than you think, rather than just like waiting for your decision, what's going to happen. I want you to sit down and come up with a contingency plan. I think that being able to channel some of that nervous energy into a plan that you have actually written down on a sheet of paper and you can look at and say, this is what I'm gonna do if things don't work out, that's a very powerful thing, right? That restores that agency back to yourself, rather than just all the agency or power or choice or decision making is in like the admissions reader's hands. You can take back some of that and say like, look, here's what I'm gonna do, this is my life. If it doesn't work out, I still have a plan. I still have a plan B, C, and D. And then the third principle or strategy that I wanna mention is that your self-worth, guys, is not tied to a college. Like, no one is going to be at your funeral and go, oh man, Kevin, he only went to University of Florida, or he only went to so-and-so school, and let's just like not show up to his funeral. Like, that's just not how people are going to form judgments about you. So just know that your self-worth, your identity is not so intrinsically linked to this college. Like, that is something that can change. Like I said, grad school, transfers, there's so many more options at your disposal than you guys think. Moving on to part 2 of this video, which has to do with these very quick tips, 3 quick tips to help you guys out. And my first tip would be to print out your entire common application, grab a red pen, and go through every single line, word by word. Oftentimes there might be a typo that you forgot to fix, or worst case scenario, like you might have forgotten to change out one university's name and you put in another, and you say like, oh, the reason I really want to attend Princeton is because da-da-da-da-da, and you guys applied to Harvard. Boom! Application in the trash. So do not dig yourself into a hole. It takes 10 minutes, print everything out, look over it really, really closely, and that brings us to tip number 2, which is have a fresh pair of eyes look over your application. And same thing, like you've been looking at the application over and over and over again so many times that maybe you don't see things that other people see. And when you hand your application to like a trusted friend or a teacher, let them know that you really want them to focus on sentence structure, grammar, and flow. It's not like you're trying to change the meaning of your app. You're not trying to do like some crazy rearrangement and redo the entire theme and core of your essays or anything like that, right? Really, you're just focused on, does this flow smoothly? Does the sentence structure make sense? Is there a way I can express this more clearly? So yeah, those are the 2 tips. What's my third tip? Okay, friends, the third and final piece of advice that I'm going to give you all in this video is by far the most important thing I am going to say today. So please listen carefully. And my piece of advice is to write a deferral letter. What is a deferral letter? Some of you guys might be wondering. Contrary to popular belief, it is not the letter that you receive from a university saying that you have been deferred. No, it is the letter you write in response to that letter. So basically, it's like a 500-word statement, and you're going to send it to the admissions office and tell them, hey, since I've been deferred, here's what I've done. You're gonna try to send out this letter probably around January, February. I would say like late January just to be safe. But yes, reiterate that XYZ school, Yale, Princeton, Harvard is still your #1 choice. You applied early, you were deferred. And also, here is what I have done to prove that I'm still interested in pursuing this major, like neuroscience. I created a blog. I talked about COVID's impact on neuroscience. You can also talk about extracurricular achievements, personal achievements, things that have been going on with your family, you started a new job to provide for them, etc. Let's talk about Deku from My Hero Academia, a very charismatic protagonist. I was rewatching some episodes from season 2, and there's this point where, if you guys remember, Deku is doing an internship with another superhero with Gran Torino, and he's just getting pummeled by this OG. He can't handle the speed, and finally he learns how to use 5% of his power all throughout the body. And I want you guys to put yourself in Deku's shoes, right? Like think of this guy. You guys have been blessed. You guys have superpowers too. Being able to watch this video right now with an internet connection is already a blessing. It's nothing short of a miracle. And second of all, most people in this world don't actually consider applying to college. Even the colleges that you guys are considering. Great state schools, top 20 liberal arts colleges, tech schools, Ivy League universities, yada, yada, yada. Returning to that point earlier about agency, Deku is that guy who's always thinking like, what can I do? How can I better master my power? Which is another way of saying, how can I better take advantage of the opportunities that have already been presented before me? And I think that's really the key behind confidence. I just think that's such a powerful mindset to develop. What can I do in the face of adversity? What can I do with the opportunities that have been given to me? And let's say that, yeah, I mean, maybe college admissions doesn't work out for you this year. But guess what? You are, 18, 19? You guys have so many more opportunities down the road. Like I mentioned, transfers, grad school. There's so many other chances. I think it's crazy to worry about the things that at this point, maybe they're not even in your control. It's like worrying about whether a tornado is going to hit. You guys can be prepared, you can create contingency plans, but the tornado is either going to hit or not hit. And I think you guys should just develop a plan for either scenario. And at this point, if you guys have submitted your apps and you're just waiting and watching this, it's time to chill out. Like, it's on someone else's to-do list. That's what my friend likes to say. It's someone else's monkey. And that brings me to my question for you guys today, which is in the comment section below, let me know how you guys are dealing with your college application anxiety. What are you guys doing? Are you listening to lo-fi beats, meditating, taking bubble baths, whatever it is? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really, really curious. And last but not least, there is still an opportunity to chat with me, bit.ly/botherkevin20. I am super duper happy to chat with you guys about common app tips, about life at Yale. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm really, really happy to chat. It's been amazing talking to some of you guys over the past few weeks when I was in New York, chatted to a ton of different kids. And it's really surprising because I think that the crowd I attract are really, how do I describe it? Just high achievers. Yeah, you guys are worried. Like I had kids starting nonprofits and social enterprises and clubs and winning national awards, and they're like, do I have a shot, Kevin? Like, yes, you have a shot. So have some faith in yourself, guys. That being said, your success is my success, guys. I am constantly rooting for you, all right? Always in your corner. Until the next one, guys. Peace.